the trades that I would have taken on gold. I've been trading since about 4 a.m. I don't know why. Oh no, I couldn't sleep because I had a really bad headache, and I woke up around 4 a.m. this morning. This is not the time I would normally wake up, but I was awake, and I came to my computer and I was looking at a few trades, and I ended up taking about five or six. Let me show you the results of that. So I'm going to explain these trades very briefly as well. And what we have to talk about is why I would have taken most of them. I think it's one, two, three, four, five, seven trades, right? So for the day, I am up about 550, just about $540 after commissions and whatever. Yeah. So let's discuss some of these trades, right? Now, as I said, the first trade was taken around 4 a.m. somewhere here. So I believe I took this one. Now, why would I take this? What would be the reason for me taking this trade? Right? The reason is actually a lot more simple than you think, and it is based on probability. Right? This. Now, if we look to the left, we could see that gold overall is bullish, and every time price hit this area, it actually had problems getting lower. So my question that I'm asking the market, what is the probability that it's going to buy from there again temporarily? It's actually quite high. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm trying to buy support and hold this support buy forever. It means that I'm just literally trying to get something minimum, as much as I could get within a very short space of time, right? And every trade that I took after that, every single trade that I took after that was the same principle, right? And it's a very potent setup. This is completely converse to my swing type setup and swing type analysis, but I digress. So if we're looking at this, right, I also took I also took recently this last no this one here, this last trade I took, right, would have been this right here. Now why? Because every time price comes back down to this level, right here, every time price comes back down to this level, having problems going beyond. So I decide I'm going to buy it right there. And when I think I saw this move, and I closed, and I'm happy with that. I am very content with that. Now watch this. The market kept on going for 1 to 4. Had I used my stop loss, maybe 1 to 5, 1 to 6 actually. Maybe if I use my stop loss just below this zone. And what is interesting about this is I'm not even trying. I'm literally not even trying. Right? Now, am I saying that to boast? No. I'm saying that to get you to understand that majority of this thing that we call trading, we tend to overcomplicate it for absolutely no reason. My opinion, the more you try to overcomplicate it, the harder it is for you to actually get what you want. Now, watch this. What could you do with this kind of trade? Could you do anything with this? Of course you can. Now let's try something. Now I'm bullish, but what is the probability that based on this, that gold can drop from here? It's quite high, and that is exactly what is happening. Because I'm not basing the trade on market structure, and well, technically I am, but I'm not basing it on arbitrary things. Then I'm basing it on what the probability of what I want to see happening. Why? Because we know that the last time price got up here, it had problems continuing. So what is the probability that when it gets back here, it might try to dip again? Now, if we are not trying to stay in the trades for 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, this is actually a pretty good trade. It's a pretty good scalp. What if I were to sell that right when I saw that candle close? That right there is a close trade for me as a scalper. If I'm scalping, right now, many of you know me. I can swing trade. I can analyze very good. I can pretty much do any different style. Recently, I've been playing with my scalp style, and this is a very potent. Look at that. Watch, live in front of you. Look, watch. It's still dropping. Now I would have already closed by now, but look at what is the probability that this will drop from here because of that. It's actually quite high. I would not have sold it because I am predominantly bullish on this market. But even looking at just the probability, you realize that's kind of what it boils down to. And when you look at trades from the probability perspective, rather than trying to find some random strategy that some guy on the internet made up, when you look at trades from what is the probability of this happening because of this, all of a sudden trading becomes much more easy, much simpler. Why? Because you're not trying to overcomplicate it with arbitrary terminologies. You're not trying to say, well, it hit this mitigation imbalance super duper Gartley pattern butterfly bullshit. You're not doing any of that. What you're actually doing is trying to make sense out of what you're seeing and using intuition to execute based on that. That's it. What is the probability that it could bounce from here? Not that high, because now we have a very high rejection and a harsh rejection, sorry, and then very high and heavy bear momentum. So it could bounce because it's also a bull market, but I would not buy this because of that. The probability that it goes back up from here is lower, and that is what is going to stop me from taking this trade. Not saying that it's not going to buy, because it absolutely can, but the probability of it happening is lower, and thus it is going to stop me from taking this trade. I hope this made sense to you. Other than that, guys, have a good rest of your day. My name is Brandon, and I will see you very, very soon. Peace out, guys.